Hey everybody, it's Christina Holloway here. Welcome back to my channel. Let me tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. Just because the work comes easy to you doesn't mean it isn't costing you everything. And if you're burned out right now, really burned out, the kind that doesn't go away after a good night's sleep, you need more than a break. You need the truth. So today I want to share my story. Not a list, not a strategy, just what it felt like to go from being seen as high performing and unstoppable to realizing I was breaking down quietly for years. And maybe you'll see a piece of your story in mine. All right, so let's get started. There was a time when I was doing the best work of my life. I had influence, visibility. I was trusted by senior leaders, and I was earning top revenue for my work. I was a contractor, but I didn't see myself that way. I saw myself as a company, an entity, providing a service, solving problems, delivering results. And that mindset helped me grow fast. My boss was on the West Coast and I was in the Midwest. So the time difference meant late night calls, weekend meetings. Because she trusted me, she reached out when she needed me, and I always picked up. There was no limit to the work because technically I was being paid an annual fee. I had agreed to that. And I thought that if I was charging what I was worth, I had to be available for everything, always. Not because she asked for perfection, but because I didn't know how to set boundaries without feeling like I owed someone extra. I thought if I make the work look easy, I better be working twice as hard behind the scenes to prove I deserve the pay. And slowly, quietly, that mindset started to unravel me. Here's what no one tells you about burnout: it doesn't show up all at once, it creeps in. At first, it looked like this: I was tired, but I kept going. I got sick more often, but I brushed it off. I started tripping and dropping things. I had a rapid heart rate and I was losing focus, but I chalked it up to being clumsy or busy or stressed. Then came the doctor visits. One said adrenal fatigue, another said fibromyalgia, and another chronic fatigue. I tried the treatments, some helped, but nothing stuck. And it kept getting worse. Hair started falling out. I couldn't do cardio without crashing for 2 days. I was falling asleep at odd times, forgetting important things and missing deadlines. My brain felt like it was overworking just to think straight. But still, I pushed through because that's what high performers do, right? The contract ended after 8 years. No drama, no blow up, just a quiet closing of a chapter that had defined almost 2 decades of my career. And I didn't replace it with something new. Um, I sat down on my couch, turned on the TV, and I didn't move for 6 months. I watched every episode of Law and Order. Amazingly, I had never seen Law and Order before. And only then, only after months of stillness, did I realize just how sick I had been. Eventually, I found a doctor who gave me a real answer: an autoimmune illness that had likely been worsening for years. No one had caught it, not even me, because I was too busy proving I was fine. Recovering from burnout isn't a mindset shift, it's a reckoning. You have to face what your body's been trying to tell you for years. You have to accept that being good at your job doesn't mean you're invincible. And you have to grieve the version of yourself who believed that sacrificing your health was just part of the price of success. That was the hardest part for me because I was proud of that version of me. She was resilient. She figured things out. She said yes when no one else would, but she also almost ran me into the ground. It's been years since that chapter closed. I take my medication. I still have flare ups. I have to slow down when my body tells me to, but now I listen. I eat differently. I track my energy, not just my calendar. I pay attention to early signs of overwhelm. I say no more often. I still get overwhelmed. I still catch myself slipping into old habits, but I know the signs now. I know the stakes. And I built a new life that honors my health, my creativity, and my capacity. One of the best decisions I made was adopting my dog. He's a daily reminder to slow down, breathe, and be present. And I built a coaching practice where I help other high performing professionals ask the harder question: what's the cost of continuing to push through? If you're watching this and burnout has already started whispering in your ear, listen, you don't have to wait for the collapse. And if you're in it right now, if you're waking up tired, forgetting things, crying in the parking lot, Googling symptoms you're afraid to name, please know this: you are not weak, you are not broken. You are a high functioning, exhausted human who's been carrying too much for too long. There is another way. It starts with rest, it deepens with truth, and it grows with intention. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to succeed. Not anymore. All right. So that's it for my video on what no one tells you about leading with burnout. Let me know in the comments if any part of this story resonated with you. I'd love to hear about your experiences, and I'm sure others would benefit from your insights. And if you want leadership advice that's grounded in real life resilience, check out my newsletter, The Executive Edge, or join my private LinkedIn group, Leadership Lunch Break. I've linked everything in the description below. And if you enjoyed watching this video and you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you never miss another video from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.